Alright, we're live. Um, Hello everyone. My name is New Media. This is my very first video on Classic. I, I am a wannabe content creator, right? As you can see, this is a very scuffed setup. My mic is scuffed, my camera is scuffed, but I really want to cover Classic news because every time there's news, I'm really hyped up. I'm like a baby. I'm like, did you guys ever see any other content creator how they're really hyped when there's news? I'm exactly like that. Only the only other the only problem is that I don't cover those news usually, but I'm planning on covering them from now on. So I hope you guys like it. But anyways, yesterday we got news. It's not really news, actually. It's just an update to an already existing news. And I was very surprised by this update because usually when Blizzard posts classic news, it's usually very early Western US time, and I'm talking 8 a.m. usually. But yesterday it was different. Yesterday they posted it. I don't know how. I don't know what the equivalent of it is. Um, I'm following EU time. I don't live in EU, but we follow EU time. And for me, it was very early in the morning. I'm talking 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. And and hopefully I was awake, and I was surprised because this news dropped on prime time US, but no content creator covered it. Maybe they didn't find this very worthy of covering in a fully fledged video, but I think it is. I think this news is very good. So yeah, I want to cover it. And as I said, this news dropped in prime time. Usually they drop in very early in the morning for US time. Usually you have Tips Out. Tips Out, huge shout out to Tips Out. He's a great content creator. He covers those news in such a professional manner. Huge shout out to him. But usually you have Tips Out. Seeing news like this, he wakes up and he goes live and he's like, "What's up, guys? Tips. I literally just rolled out of bed, but here I am covering this news." It's amazing. Huge shout out to him. But today I want to cover this news with you guys. So let's just get right into it. We have an update for the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Kvax, right? Our classic community manager. Let's call it this way, right? He is the classic community manager at this point. But here's an update. Um, we saw some confusion about a specific part of this post, so we want to be clear that customer service will not be transferring items in Classic WoW. The system that we outlined will be in the player's hands. If we were to go down the road of developing a policy on item trading, we believe it would end up allowing the exact same kind of abuse that we are trying to minimize with the 2-hour trade window system, which we outlined in the original post. Ninja looting does have consequences in the community, and those who do it will have trouble getting invited to group. In other words, your reputation will matter. Remember to play nice, to play fair, folks. So, what does this mean exactly? You're probably wondering, is this good news? Is this bad news? What is it? Like, in my opinion, and I believe in many others' opinions, it's very good news. It's very good news, and here's why. If they were what they're basically saying now is that the GMs, the customer service, will not intervene to transfer any items. So if you have in a master looting scenario, right, in a dungeon scenario, obviously because there's no loot trading in dungeons, there's loot trading in raids now. But in a dungeon scenario, um, if you were to have the customer service people help help players recover transfer items in dungeons, what's gonna happen is that basically it will just be the same kind of abuse that we are fighting against would just happen in that scenario, right? Because what would happen is that in a pug scenario, you get, let's say you're a rogue, right? And you get two other friend leather wearers with you. You get them and you make them roll with you on an item, right? And basically one of them wins that item. You have more chances of winning it, obviously. So one of them wins that item, and all you have to do, since there's no loot trading, all you have to do is to make a GM ticket, and the GM would transfer it. Would just tell them, "Hey, I made a mistake. Can you transfer this item to me?" Blah blah blah. So yeah, if they were to have the customer service help people transfer items from dungeons, since there's no loot trading in there, it would just have the same kind of abuse that we are fighting against in the first place. So I believe this is great news. And yeah, the other part about this is that uh, they're they're basically allowing ninja looting, right? They're basically allowing ninja looting, and here's why it's really good in my opinion as well. Player agency in classic WoW is a very important thing. If you want to be the righteous paladin that defends the poor in Azeroth and be the good guy that everyone loves, you can be that in classic. But if you want to be the asshole that everyone hates because he's a ninja looter, right? Everyone hates him, no one invites him to any raids, everyone despises him, everyone has him in their ignore list. You can be that guy as well. And I believe we should allow people to be the bad guy in Classic. As long as the community is policing this kind of behavior, there's no reason to not allow it, right? Now, obviously, a ninja looter would have a very bad time, but it's his choice, and I believe we shouldn't take away choice from people. If you want to be the bad guy in Classic, if you want to be hated, not invited by anyone, you have this. You have this option, basically. You have this option. You have the option to be the bad guy in Classic. Now, obviously, you're fucked. Your character is fucked. You can't transfer in Classic unless they add server transfer down the road. But you can't transfer in Classic. You can't rename. You will be blacklisted by the community. You won't be invited, but it's your choice, and we should respect your choice. And there you go. So there you go. The original post, I think everyone read it already. We were very hyped to see this post. But yeah, here it is, basically. Very hyped about this news, and I really hope. I'm really sorry if I was repeating the same points again and again. As I said, this is my first video. I'm not too much of a speaker. I try to be. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing. No, don't subscribe. It's a very scuffed channel. I'm kidding. If you want to subscribe, go ahead, guys. If you want to like, do it. Do whatever you want. We are getting Classic. I'm very hyped. It was New Media with you. Signing out. Peace, guys.